it's a good bounce back win for us today. I thought we started the game with the right tone on the defensive end, and so that was
For months, we were told this was just a normal roster decision. Experience, fit, system. That story just fell apart. Because the leaks coming out of Team USA don't sound like confusion. They sound like planning. This wasn't about who could help the team win. It was about who they didn't want on the global stage. This wasn't a coaching decision. It was an exile. The head coach didn't just leave Caitlyn Clark off the roster. He erased her from the conversation. No press. No future promise. Just silence dressed up as logic. And that's when it became obvious. Caitlyn Clark isn't being punished for her game. She's being blocked for her power. Because when one player becomes bigger than the system pushes back. So no, this wasn't an accident. It was intentional. And now that the truth is leaking out, the question isn't why she was left off. It's who was scared enough to make sure she never got there. She didn't just leave her off the team. She declared war on the very idea of her. And now, as new reports leak out, internal panic, jersey-level insults, and a looming billion-dollar standoff, the picture is getting terrifyingly clear. This isn't a pause. This might be the end of Caitlyn Clark's Team USA future before it ever really began. To understand how it reached this point, you have to go back to the leak that broke everything open. When the Olympic roster dropped, they hid behind basketball language. She's too young. She's not physical enough. Safe excuses. Polite lies. Because what they didn't say explains everything. But the insider reports changed everything. Because the real conversation behind closed doors had nothing to do with jump shots or defense. The leak revealed the committee's biggest fear wasn't Caitlyn Clark's ability. It was her fans. They were reportedly terrified that if they put her on the team and didn't play her enough, millions of viewers would explode. Not at the opponents, but at them. So let that sink in. They didn't cut her because she couldn't help them win. They cut her because she was too powerful to control. Her fame wasn't seen as an asset to grow the game. It was treated like a threat to comfort and hierarchy. So instead of managing the spotlight, they removed the person creating it. They chose darkness over heat. And that was only the first shot. Because what followed wasn't just political, it got personal. And the latest disrespect involves something that sounds small. Unless you understand sports culture, then you realize it's everything. The jersey number. For years, 22 hasn't just been a number. It is Caitlyn Clark. A brand. An identity. It's what little girls wear in sold-out arenas. It belongs to the highest scoring player in NCAA history. So when Team USA finally invited her to training camp, it looked like a bridge. It wasn't. Because they didn't just bring her in. They stripped her of who she is. Reports say they assigned her number 7 and handed 22 to someone else. In professional sports, that isn't random. That's a message. It was a calculated power move meant to say, you're not special here. You're just another rookie. A forced humbling aimed at someone already bigger than the entire program. And it backfired. Because at the center of this dismantling is head coach Cheryl Reeve. And this is where the story stops being about a roster decision and turns into a full-blown feud. Reeve hasn't been a bystander in this. She's been the architect of the resistance. Go back to the very start of the WNBA season. Before Caitlyn Clark even played a single professional minute, Reeve was already telling people to calm down the hype. A strange message, especially when the league has spent decades begging for attention. Came the social media trail. The alleged likes. The quiet shots. The refusal to give Caitlyn credit when credit was undeniable. When the Olympic snub finally happened, Reeve's response said everything. Cold. Dismissive. Almost arrogant. No hesitation. No second thoughts. No acknowledgement that leaving the most popular player in the world at home might be a mistake. Instead, she doubled down. The message from the coaching staff was never, "We want to help you grow." It was, "We need to put you in your place." And the leaks confirm this wasn't just Reeve's personal attitude. It became policy. Official. Institutional. But this tension doesn't live only in press conferences. It shows up on the court. Or more accurately, It's in the fact that Caitlyn isn't on the court. Whispers from training sessions point to something darker, a quiet freeze-out. Insiders say that in the rare moments she was involved, the offense wasn't designed for her at all. No movement. No green light. No trust. She was parked in the corner, used as a decoy, ignored in the sets. Think about that. You have the greatest shooter of a generation, a player whose range warps defenses past half court, and you refuse to run plays for her. That's not strategy. That's sabotage. It's like buying a Ferrari and never shifting out of first gear, just to prove you're the driver. The goal wasn't to unlock her talent. It was to break her rhythm, make her look ordinary, then point at the results and say, see? She's not ready. It's textbook gatekeeping. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Set someone up to fail, and then blame them. Classic. But here's the twist the old guard didn't see coming. They expected Caitlyn to beg, to apologize, to kiss the ring, play their games. She didn't. Caitlyn Clark did something far scarier than any angry tweet. She went silent. When invites for the optional mini camps went out, she didn't show up. She declined. She chose rest. She chose her off-season. To casual eyes, it looks like a vacation. To USA basketball executives, it's a nightmare. It's a soft quit, a withdrawal of labor. And in doing so, she sent the loudest message possible. If you don't respect me, you don't get to use me to sell tickets. She knows her value. She knows the ratings drop without her. She knows the conversation dies without her. She's wielding the one thing they can't control, her absence. And the panic is already setting in. Because this isn't about drama on the court anymore. This is the boardroom. This is money. And in their world, money talks louder than anything else. Envy, Nike, the Olympics. All furious. Nike has poured $28 million into Caitlyn Clark. An entire signature line built around her. They need her on the global stage. A Team USA without Caitlyn? A bad investment. Look at the WNBA season. Every game Caitlyn played shattered 20-year-old viewership records. Every game she didn't, ratings flatlined. Now think about the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. They need a face, a superstar, someone who can carry the sport and sell the show. And the coach? Right now, she seems determined to drive that superstar away. This isn't just tension. It's a civil war. On one side, the establishment, coaches, veteran players, the selection committee, defenders of hierarchy, seniority, and paying your dues. On the other side, Caitlyn Clark, and everyone who knows the game is bigger than the rules. They say Caitlyn hasn't earned her spot, despite record-breaking numbers. But on the other side, you have the business of basketball, the fans, the future, a generational talent being wasted because of ego. And the leak about fan backlash being the reason for her snub? That proves how far the establishment will go. They'd rather have a team nobody watches than a team where Caitlyn Clark is the star. This is gatekeeping, on the edge of self-destruction. Career over? Not clickbait. A real possibility under the current regime. Think about it. If Coach Reeve stays, does Caitlyn come back? If the selection committee remains the same, why would she trust them? They've leaked private conversations. They've stripped her number. They've prioritized comfort over the growth of the game. Why would she put herself through that again? Caitlyn has the WNBA. She has the fans. She has her freedom. And maybe that's all she really needs. She has her millions. She has the fans. She doesn't need Team USA. But Team USA needs her. And that power imbalance? It's driving the coaches insane. Now let's talk about the decoy allegations. This is where it gets infuriating for basketball fans. During All-Star Weekend, we saw the real Caitlyn, playing freely, smiling, tossing assists, hitting deep threes. It was electric, fun, everything Team USA is supposed to be. Then compare that to national team camp reports. Tense, rigid, cold. Veterans, some in the system for a decade, reportedly formed a wall. The message wasn't subtle. You haven't earned anything yet. This wasn't playful hazing. This was isolation. And with a coach allegedly feeding into the jealousy instead of stopping it, You create a toxic environment. One where a talent like Caitlyn Clark can't thrive. It's brilliance trapped under bureaucracy and ego. Now we hit the Nike fallout. Picture this. Corporate offices in Oregon. $28 million contracts aren't handed out for charity. Nike expects returns. Exposure. Global stage moments. And Team USA? They bench their biggest asset. This isn't just basketball. It's a breach of business synergy. Rumors are swirling, unconfirmed but persistent. That pressure is building on USA Basketball. Who blinks first? Fire a gold medal winning coach? Or risk losing the face of the sport for the next decade? It's an impossible choice. One they created by trying to be smart, instead of doing what's right. And the fans? The distraction they feared? They created it themselves. Every Team USA game in Paris came with the shadow question. Where's Caitlyn? Every stagnant offense, every slow play, social media exploded with clips of Caitlyn hitting logo threes. The circus they tried to avoid became the biggest in program history. They couldn't escape her. By trying to erase Caitlyn Clark, they made her the main character of a tournament she wasn't even playing in. It was a masterclass in failing at public relations. And the leaked fear about the fans? The final nail in the coffin. It revealed the truth. They don't value the people who actually watch the games. The audience isn't a community to serve. It's a problem to manage. And let's not forget the history. This isn't new. We've seen it before in men's basketball. The question now isn't if Caitlyn matters. It's how far the establishment is willing to go to keep her in check. Think back to Isaiah Thomas being left off the 1992 Dream Team. That was personal. That was Michael Jordan saying, "I don't want to play with him." Those wounds lasted decades. Some never healed. Now, we're watching the WNBA version happen in real time. But here's the twist. Isaiah was at the end of his career. Caitlyn Clark is just starting hers. And yet, they're pushing away a player who could dominate for the next 15 years. They're burning bridges they'll need in 2028, 2032, 2036. That's short-sightedness at its finest. And the silence from Caitlyn's camp? Deafening. Normally, when a player gets snubbed, the agent posts a statement. Disappointment but polite. Good vibes. Caitlyn did that initially. Took the high road. Now, nothing. No commitment to LA 2028. No World Cup plans. Just quiet. She's letting them sweat. Letting the ratings speak. Letting the empty seats at non-Caitlyn games tell the story. This isn't emotional. This isn't reaction. This is strategy. Caitlyn Clark is playing chess. The establishment? They're still playing checkers. Caitlyn Clark knows something everyone else seems to forget. Every day that passes, her leverage grows. Every time she sells out arenas in Indiana, Atlanta, Chicago, it's a reminder to USA Basketball of what they threw away. And then there's Coach Reeve, the villain of this story. It's rare to see a coach so openly antagonistic toward the fan base of the sport's biggest star. Normally, you try to win them over. But Reeve? Her comments dismissing fans, downplaying the rookie class, sending subtle shots at Caitlyn, it all adds up. She's creating a hostile environment. It's almost like she's trying to gatekeep the pure game, fighting against the wave of new excitement Caitlyn brings. And the result? A clash of generations, ego and control, right on center court. This is tradition versus evolution. Reeve stands for the old way, grind, seniority, defense systems. Caitlyn Clark? She's the future, flash, range, entertainment, superstar energy. And right now, those two worlds are colliding. The system is trying to crush the star. But history shows us that the star usually wins. Then there's the leak. Timing is everything. Who dropped it? And why now? Was it someone inside trying to take down Reeve? Or someone trying to justify the snub, blaming the fans? The excuse they sell. We had to cut her. Her fans are too crazy. But the truth? It's never about the fans. It's about control, ego, and fear of the spotlight. And Caitlyn? She's untouchable, whether they like it or not. It feels like a desperate attempt to control the narrative. But it failed. Instead of understanding, it sparked outrage. Instead of reasoning, it confirmed fear ruled the decision. The coaches weren't scared of Caitlyn Clark. They were scared of the spotlight she brings. So where do we go from here? The path forward is murky. If USA Basketball wants to fix this, it's going to take more than words. It will likely require a changing of the guard at the coaching level. You cannot ask Caitlyn to return to a system that disrespected her. You cannot ask her to wear a jersey that was stripped from her. You cannot ask her to play for a coach who sees her fans as a liability. Something has to give. And if they don't act, the fallout will define the next decade of the sport. The 2028 Los Angeles Olympics were meant to be the ultimate spotlight for women's basketball in the US home crowd. Big stage. Perfect moment. But right now, everything is headed toward chaos. Picture it. A home Olympics without the game's brightest star. Hard to believe. Yet it's happening. And here's the heartbreak. It doesn't need to be this way. Caitlyn Clark isn't a headache. Not in Iowa. Not with the Indiana fever. She's grounded, hardworking, and team-oriented. She creates opportunities, shares the ball, lifts everyone around her. The story that she's a problem? Made up. People intimidated by her talent confused her confidence for arrogance. They let their own fears dictate the narrative. The result? The audience is missing out on what could have been the strongest, most exciting team. Caitlyn isn't just another player. She's the next era of the sport. And right now, the old guard is doing everything they can to stand in her way. They took away the fans' chance to watch Caitlyn Clark tossing lobs to Aya Wilson or Breanna Stewart. They sacrificed basketball history just to feed their own egos. And it comes down to one question. Who really owns the game? Is it the gatekeepers, the coaches, the committees, the boardrooms? Or is it the fans, the people buying tickets, jerseys, and tuning into every game? The leak made one thing clear. USA Basketball thinks they call the shots. They believe they can decide who we cheer for. They think a superstar can be silenced if she doesn't fit their system. But the backlash proves them wrong. The game belongs to the people, and the people have chosen Caitlyn Clark. The more they try to push her out, the more we bring her back in. The more they try to quiet her, the louder the cheers become. Looking ahead, the career over warning isn't just clickbait, it's a real possibility. The current leadership's scorched earth approach has set the stage. Unless there's a major shakeup, a firing, a resignation, or a public move from the sponsors, we might have already seen the last of Caitlyn Clark in a Team USA jersey for years. And if that happens, it won't be because she wasn't enough. It will be because the system couldn't handle her greatness. Because they chose politics over progress. It would be the biggest what if in basketball history. But knowing Caitlyn Clark, this isn't the end. Not even close. She thrives on doubt. She fuels herself with disrespect. Every snub, every insult, every stolen jersey number? Fuel for the fire. If they think they've silenced her, they are terribly mistaken. They've just awakened a different kind of beast. The next time Caitlyn hits the court, she won't just be playing to win. She'll be playing to prove them wrong. To show exactly what they threw away. And when that happens, the coach who leaked excuses, the committee that stole her number, the executives who panicked, they'll all be stuck on the sidelines, wishing they made a different choice. The career isn't over. The revenge tour is just getting started. And the first casualty could be the old guard of Team USA. The leak was supposed to hurt her. Instead, it exposed them. The insecurity, the jealousy, the fear running the program. Now we know the truth. It wasn't basketball. It was fear, pure and simple. And fear is a terrible way to run a dynasty. The ball is in their court. They can fix this, or they can watch their legacy fade while Caitlyn Clark builds her own empire. Without them, the clock is ticking. The world is watching. Who will blink first? The billion-dollar athlete? Or the coach who tried to bench her? Drop a comment. What would you do if you were in Caitlyn's shoes? Would you take the high road? Or start your own revolution?